Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Yo, what's up, Cooley Foolyites? We are here for you. You know, I'm gonna restart that. My brain went fuck.
God damn it, Sterling!
All right, take two.
Come on, say something!
Three,
This is the intro.
2, 1. Yo! What's up, Foolyites? Welcome to another episode of Minecraft here on the Cooley Fooly channel. We've got some shenanigans for ya. We've got some Cooley Fooly shit for ya.
Woo!
Stay tuned for all the cool shit we're going to do in this episode. For me, it's going to be building my farm, pretty much building my farm and mining shit and going brah, brah, on some mobs. Michael, what are you going to be doing this episode?
I'm probably just going to continue digging out the fucking railroad because it's going to take 6.5 years to finish. So
Okay, fair enough. Unless he just decides to never show up again, but that's cool. Ryan, what are you going to be doing this
No,
episode?
I'm still going to build the railroad.
The same we do all the time, Sterling and Michael. Work on my village / castle.
And find the meaning of love.
Fair enough.
It's like what was that called? The lab rats? Like the same we do every time Pinky try to take over the world. It's like, try to build this fucking castle and village, which will take almost the entire time we do these videos.
No, it's fine. No, eventually it'll be done. See, this is fun though. I like watching world building videos. There it is. I had a stroke. I'm okay. I promise. I need wood though. Oh, I'm switching the difficulty. It was on peaceful while we waited for Ryan.
Yeah, no, I figured. I saw no mob. It was nighttime, and I saw no mobs outside, and I was like, well,
Yeah, it's because Ryan's Minecraft decided to take 6.5 years to load.
My computer decided to take a shit on me.
We were supposed to start this video 20 minutes ago, and here we are.
But you know what? That's a Cooley Fooly mainstay here on the channel. So
We have a start time? Cool. We'll aim for 20 minutes after that, because that's when we normally start.
we have time, and then
Yep.
we have Cooley Fooly time. So that just seems to be how it works. Oh man, audience, Foolyites, chat, whatever you guys want to be called at this point.
I still think chat is funny, but I think
They're
Fully is
called
stuck
what
at this
they get
point.
called.
I
I
wanna
like it.
I wanna fill y'all in what I was doing yesterday. So yesterday I was still editing episodes 1 and 2 of Kenobi for you guys. And so I spent a long time translating or trying to find a good method of translating Aurebesh. For those of you who don't know, Aurebesh is like the written Star Wars language. So like if you've ever seen a Star Wars movie or anything, for those of you who just aren't familiar, if you've ever seen a Star Wars movie and you see like a sign in the background or like a data pad or something like that has a weird looking language on it, that's Aurebesh. And so, or like a weird looking like fictitious language, that's it. So I was translating it because it lines up almost perfectly with our alphabet in real life, and so bless you. So I was doing that, and there's in episode 2 of Kenobi, there's a whole bunch of signs in the city of Dayu. I made the attempt to try to translate all of it, and it didn't go well. So there was a point yesterday when I went to work that, like, I would look at a word, like I would look at a sign, and I'd kind of like see Aurebesh for a minute, and I was like, oh no, I'm going insane. so that's what was happening yesterday. My brain is still a little bit fried, not gonna lie, and I'm gonna fry it even more before I go to work today. So
It's like, I shouldn't have drinking all that alcohol while doing Arabesh. It's like, oh.
Oh, man, Ryan, have you ever translated Aurebesh?
No.
You should. It's a fun little brain activity. It makes you go a little bit insane, but
Does Aurebesh count as my second language if I learn a second language?
you know what? I'll count it.
If I apply for a job and I tell them I'm bilingual, does Aurebesh count?
You know what? We should count that as a second language when we start hiring for Cooley Fooly, like media productions.
Cool. So when that happens a billion years from now, it's like, how familiar
Yeah.
are you with Orbish language?
Are you bilingual?
How
Yeah, I
familiar
can
are you with the McDonald's lore?
They're like, oh, well, I could speak 2 languages. Oh, really? What's your other language? It's like a Trekkie. It's like, oh, I could speak all these different No, get the fuck out. We're Star Wars here.
Get the fuck out. We
Go
don't
to my
accept
office and
Trek.
never
We're
come
all
back.
we're all inclusive to everybody except for Trekkies. Fuck
Oh.
you.
Damn. Harsh.
Star Wars for life, motherfucker.
As the only thing we're not accepting. I'm kidding. It's mostly a lie.
So
That and
this is
women.
probably coming out later, right?
Yes,
This
this is coming
video?
out. This is coming out much later. This
Yeah.
will come out
Okay,
after
good.
Kenobi's done.
So let's talk about. All right, we all seen the 2 episodes, right?
yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that shit because I just want to
Fullyites
talk.
chat for your reference. The only episodes of Kenobi that have released up to this point are episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's literally
So-
it's Sunday after that. It's the Sunday after those released. It is currently what the fuck's today? It is
May 29th.
Sunday.
It's Sunday, May 29th. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. I thought personally, and you guys will get like an official actual like review in my video in
Oh,
my
wait.
videos that I'm making. But
Oh no.
what don't know, what did you do?
I forgot the last episode. I was building a little stone bridge across this cavern, and I put all
Oh,
of
you
my
drowned.
No, yeah, I drowned, but like, I also
drowned a bunch
died a
of
few times. But anyway, no, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is I was building a stone, like, bridge across this cavern,
Mhm.
and I didn't finish it, and I put all of my stone away when I went back to the communist hut.
Ooh, good job.
Fuck, I'm just gonna
So-
mine other things.
So anyway, audience chat, Fullyites, for those of you who have watched my reviews, you know my thoughts on episodes 1 and 2, but let's just talk about it in the video anyway. What did you guys think about it?
I really liked them.
Mhm.
The one thing that I am puzzled with
I think I know what he's gonna
Is-
say. I know what he's gonna say. Say the thing, Ryan.
the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah,
being
there it is.
Stabbed. It's like and maybe dying, which makes
So-
no sense
so
because does that mean
I have
Rebels
a-
is not canon?
No,
It's like,
no,
but
no.
Also, the one thing that confuses me too is with the same chick, Reva, the Black Inquisitor lady.
Mm-hmm.
How does she know Darth Vader is Anakin? And I've already seen a lot of YouTubers comment on this, and there's a theory out there already that she is one of the little younglings that you see in the very beginning of episode 1.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
So Ryan, you're literally stating like the first part of my entire first episode for Reva.
I'm gonna die. I'm
Yeah.
gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Um,
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Well, then just die. Just let it happen.
No.
Which makes more sense now that I've been watching
Yeah.
videos and thinking about that. Because
As-
she might have saw Anakin going fucking ham on kids.
Well, I even
and
made a
Jedi.
post. I even made a post on Twitter that said like because somebody had made that comment on Twitter the other day, and I commented on it, and I was like, well, they were like, I don't understand how Reva knows who Anakin is. The only people who should know are Anakin, Palpatine,
Tarkin.
and like the Grand Inquisitor. And I was like, well, you gotta understand, like, Anakin was he was basically a celebrity among Jedi, and considered a war hero to the Republic. And people had theories on who Darth Vader was. Like, people in the galaxy just kind of figured, like there were certain people who knew Anakin. Like, you know, Ahsoka knew who Vader was after a certain point.
Well, once she saw his face.
Well, no,
after
no,
she cut it, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like people, like the thing is that like, yeah, at first it was this big secret, but like if you're like think about it, if you're Reva, and you're there at the Jedi Temple and you see Anakin, like he's not like in a suit or anything. He's just straight up Anakin.
Oh
during
yeah,
Order
no,
66.
that's the only thing I'll accept because
well, and so
It's
like,
the
but
only
thi-
thing I'll accept. He says.
but like no, it's like seriously, like think about it, like Anakin up to this point, like if you're just chilling there, like trying to hide from clone troopers, and you see Anakin just fucking like annihilating some younglings, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? And then you see,
Well, yeah,
and
but
then,
again,
like,
they said that.
and then like what the
Anakin
next day
died.
you see Darth Vader in a fucking black suit
Oh, I
is
see.
murdering
Oh,
other
see,
Jedi.
yeah, but
you're
see,
gonna
that's
connect
different,
to
though.
you're gonna
but,
connect
But
to
I'm
them, too.
talking about Palpatine had a whole elaborate plan, and he basically said that Anakin died. It's like, so everyone just accepted it. They're like, oh yeah, Anakin died. He
Well,
was
because
the...
technically Anakin Skywalker did die, but
Well, he did die, technically, but Palpatine just made the whole elaborate ruse, saying, oh, he was like my adoptive son, he was the best Jedi, he wasn't a traitor, but he protected younglings with his life, and he was murdered by the evil Jedi and, like, the clones by accident.
Well, I
And it's
understand.
like, you know,
Yeah, no, go
so
on.
that was what the whole galaxy was told by Palpatine.
Yeah.
It's like, so I mean, of course, like Tarkin knew eventually because he put two and two together, but he was also really close with Palpatine. But then Vader even respected him in some of the comics for knowing his true identity. He was like, oh yeah, we used to fight together in the Clone Wars, now we're fighting together against the Rebellion. It's like, you know, I like you, Anakin / Vader. It's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but at first that kind of nerved me, but I was just so fucking excited. It's like when she said that, and like you could just see, like, Ewan McGregor is such a good actor, like that fear in his eyes. It's like, but I liked how he cut himself off from the Force, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like, it's been 10 years. How the hell does he not know about Darth Vader, you know? But, I mean, if he cuts himself off, and plus he's on Tatooine, like, the most desert remote planet in the galaxy, it's like, when he reopened himself to the Force, and he said Anakin, and you see Anakin open his eyes, I was just
yeah.
I got, like, goosebumps. I was like, oh my fucking god.
To be
It's like-
honest, I almost kind of shit myself. I was like, oh my god. It actually, like, the first time watching and seeing Anakin in the back of the tank, fucking kind of scared me, not gonna lie.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what I want to see. I hate seeing Anakin, Darth Vader being like the, like, in a way, the good guy or the not so evil bad guy, like that they kind of depict him as. Like Rogue One, that hallway scene reinvented Vader as the villain,
Well,
and
so-
like that you should be afraid.
so
and
I've
this
been
is continuing it.
so I've been live streaming Star Wars Celebration lately. Like so like when I was making my videos yesterday, I was just kind of live streaming it before I had to record any sort of audio or anything like that. And I've been just doing that for the past few days, like since it's been a thing. And so Hayden Christensen was asked, like, you know, like what kind of
Go ahead,
Vader are
Lisa.
we seeing, because we've never seen this Vader yet. Like we have never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
Vader at this point of his life.
Life.
Not even in the comics, not really in anything. Like, this is just something that we haven't seen yet. And Hayden was like, because at this point, Hayden said Vader is his most conflicted outside of after he meets Luke. So he is his most conflicted. He is his most, like, vulnerable, which means he's also the most angry he's ever been. And so we're getting an angrier, more emotional Darth Vader, which I didn't
Yeah.
even know was fucking possible. And so the fact that we're getting that, and
Well, hey, I mean, I'm happy we're getting it at least.
I'm fucking thrilled that we're
So
getting,
that
we're
means
getting
too,
it.
though, people are. I've been seeing comments, and it just makes me angry, to an extent that people are like, "Oh, why it's gonna be ruined." You know, Obi-Wan didn't know Anakin was Vader until they fought on the Death Star, and then Obi-Wan dies. I'm like, no, because he said, like, Darth Vader said, "Oh, last time when I left you," and everyone says, "Well, Obi-Wan left him," but it's like, well, if Vader leaves him, it's like, you know.
Yeah,
So that means they fought before.
right.
And then also, Vader even says to Luke, it's like, you know, Obi-Wan, like, oh, father, come with me. And he's like, Obi-Wan once thought as you do. You know, maybe Obi-Wan was fighting him, but he was still trying to convert Anakin again, like saying.
Also,
like
here's
what
a
Padme
little
said.
here's a little nugget on that too. Also, if you remember in the A New Hope scene, I think Obi-Wan's also quoted saying, "You won't win this time, Darth."
yeah,
Oh, yeah. I wonder how.
yeah. No,
See,
like,
yeah, you're right.
like,
Which means
people-
at some point, because we
They
know
fought.
Obi-Wan, we know Obi-Wan fucking beat the shit out of Anakin on Mustafar, but then in A New Hope, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan says you won't win this time, Darth, which means at some point Darth Vader fucking laid out Obi-Wan. So
Yeah, which I feel like
Which I want to see.
I feel
would
like
to see that
Obi-Wan's gonna get his shit rocked by Vader. I feel like like
shit. I want to see that. It's so fucking bad.
Obi-Wan's gonna get fucking like pile drived by Vader. Like it's not even gonna be fair, dude. Like I don't
won't.
like I don't think that like the like the people who like super nitpick they're nitpicking the wrong details. Like they're going like oh well Obi-Wan can't know. Like I was talking to one of my coworkers about it, and he was like well Obi-Wan can't know or Obi-Wan like can't meet Vader in this. And I was like what do you mean? And he goes he can't meet Vader. And I went, what do you mean? I was like what are you talking about? And he goes well when in the fight in A New Hope, he was like he was saying something along the lines of when I left you, I was but a learner. And I said, yes, when I left you, Obi-Wan
exactly.
left Vader, his burnt little crispy ass, on the bank of Mustafar. like and then like you said, he said you won't win this time. I don't know if you know like anything about winning and losing,
English.
but getting your limbs chopped off and burnt to the size of a chicken nugget is not winning. Like,
no, it's really not.
Anakin
did quite the opposite of winning on Mustafar.
I know. I'm like how when was the last time you watched Star Wars? Because couldn't have been recently for you to think that. And so I don't know. It was kind of just that. It was kind of just that like. I don't know. I feel like people. So I've heard some mixed reviews on Kenobi so far, just from the people that I've been talking about, and
I mean, I'm happy for. Oh shit, Phantom! Damn it!
like I
Ryan's
don't.
making friends.
I understand that everybody's got like their own opinions and stuff, which is great. That's awesome. But like, it's kind of a point where people. Like there was somebody I was talking to about it, and they were like, oh, the episode got ruined during the Leia chase scene. I'm like, why? They're like, the adults should have just been able to grab her, and I'm like, so you discounted everything else that happened in the episode because Leia's too slow.
And like speaking of that too, that Leia, like the Leia scenes at first, didn't really care for it, but then it actually makes sense how she knows Obi-Wan. It's like, and like, oh, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. I'm like, because she saw what Obi-Wan did, and I'm like thinking, oh fuck, that does make sense. It's like he saved her, like he's like one of the only Jedi left. It's like, but still, I mean that. And that was like the same communicator. I keep forgetting his name. Like her adopted father.
Bail
Bail Organa.
Yeah, Organa.
His
It's like
name is
used.
Bail.
Which made me just like totally. My mind is open now. I'm like, oh my god, it does work. It's
Ryan's
like,
third eye opened up.
My third eye opened. But yeah, I mean, it was a weird scene. Like, and I mean, I was so angry that Leia was just running away from Obi-Wan, almost getting him killed.
She didn't know. She was like, bro,
I
who
know
the
she
fuck are
didn't
you?
know, but I'm like, yeah, exactly. But when he's trying to explain himself, she just runs, and I'm like, Leia, you bitch. I was like, Obi-Wan, use the Force on her. But then it's like,
you can't.
I know, but he cut himself off from the Force. So again,
Well,
he said,
yeah,
like,
he
it's
did that
been
on purpose.
years.
He
I know he did, but
Yeah.
which I just like, and I like the Jedi Fallen Order like kind of reference where she falls and he has to reach out, and that's how he gets the Force back, like Cal Kestis did for
Yeah.
that guy. Like I saw the two like scenes back and back right there.
Right. Yeah. No. It's just I don't know. I think that people like to nitpick things because they want to feel
Because
like
they like to nitpick things.
Well, yeah, they like to nitpick things, but they like to be like they like to feel like they have like an edge on people, and it's like, well, I like film, so I'm gonna nitpick every waking detail of this scene, and it's like, dude, holy shit, fucking take your pretentious pants off and just enjoy the fucking film. You know, it's like enjoy the shit that you're watching. Like not
Or don't
everything
like
has
it.
to be.
That's fine.
But the thing, yeah, that's the thing. If you don't like it, just because you don't like it, fine. But like, don't try to sit there and hide behind the fact that you like have like a leg up on everybody because you like, I don't know. It like obviously I'm always accepting of everybody's opinion on what. On like if you have like a valid
God damn
opinion
it.
on something, I'm accepting of it, but it's like I don't know. There's a lot of people that just hate on things just to hate on it. They don't really actually like. It's like, well, what did you not like about it? And it's like, well, I didn't like Leia's chase scene. And I'm like, okay, well, what else didn't you like about the episode? And they're like,
Leia's chase
The
scene.
chase, the chase scene.
The chase
I'm
scene.
like, was the chase scene really that bad that it ruined the entire episode? It's like that it
Yes.
ruined the
It's
whole
like,
show.
what else? The chase scene. You said that.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
it's like what-
Stop saying it. It's like,
Ryan, it's like when you told us that you didn't like Solo.
yeah.
all right. I said this before, and I keep saying it every time. I liked parts of Solo. I just didn't like the guy they casted as Han.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bully you. It's just funny because when we
It's
initially
like
had that
because
conversation,
again,
you
I
couldn't
just
give us a straight
he
answer.
didn't
I
even
thought
do
it
the
was really
voice. I
What
mean, that was
voice?
the one thing. Like Han's voice.
We're gonna
Like
do this
they
again.
they
Yeah, we're gonna do
said
this
that.
again.
Yeah, they said that he had acting or the voice coaches show to try to make him sound like Harrison Ford, and eventually, for some unknown reason, I guess he couldn't do it or something,
he
and then they
sounded
just
like Han.
dropped it. Oh, yeah, no, creeper, you're not blowing up my shit.
Do it. Blow it up his shit.
I thought he sounded.
Ha!
Wait, Ryan, you don't think he sounded like Han?
No,
What-
maybe like at one part or two, but then that kind of
Han
sounded
Solo?
forced.
Which Han Solo do you know?
There's this one actor, and I told Michael this before.
Yeah, he wanted
Like
Jamie
he-
Costa
Jamie
to do it.
Costa?
Yeah, he looks exactly almost like a young Harrison Ford, and he sounds like him too. And he's played a young Harrison Ford in a bunch of movies. I'm like, why couldn't you get him?
Well, like yeah, like what's his face? The dude that played Han Solo. Oh God, what's his name? Alden Ehrenreich. Alden Ehrenreich is like an A-list like Hollywood actor. And the thing is that like I know that Star Wars has been known to every once in a while like hire not a no-name actor, but like just a not quite as big actor. But like I mean, I thought Alden Ehrenreich did a fantastic job personally. I thought
Well, yeah, I like parts of his acting. I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying
Well,
he
because-
just didn't seem
so-
like a.
So I guess
Han to
my
me.
question for you is, do you think that the movie had to be a perfect recreation of the character Han Solo was 10 years forward from when the movie was set in order for it to be good? Because like, you know, people change a lot in 10 years, right? Because like I've also heard some people say that like Obi-Wan doesn't feel like Obi-Wan, and I'm like, yeah, he himself said that in the show. He was like, that was 10 years ago. Like, a lot happens within a 10-year time span. So, like, I guess, yeah, like, my question is, like, because, you kind of catch my drift? Like, do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously, like...
No,
like,
I would say to your question, no. I actually really like Obi-Wan. I mean, I understand it's different, but again, it's setting up the original story. And
But the question was about Solo.
I know, but I'm saying is I'm leaning to that. It's like, so,
Okay.
I mean, again, I liked parts of Solo. Now, yes, I mean, I don't think a story has to look identical or like that. I think, you know, they did a really good job with the story and the characters.
Oh,
I wish
Oh no.
one thing that kind of bugs me is how they kind of left it open. Like I know they were maybe hoping for a sequel because of what's that lady's name that he
Kira.
liked? Mira? Was it
Kira.
Mira? Kira.
Kira.
Yeah. With like a Darth Maul. and like his like syndicate or his like Mandalorian or drug syndicate he had.
It was the
I wish that happened.
yeah.
It's
I
like,
think
you
they
know,
didn't make
but-
another one because it flopped in the box office.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
reviews
it
were terrible,
flopped.
and it was just horrible timing.
Well,
from when
yeah,
it came
Yeah.
I
out.
think I think the flop had more to do with the fact that the Last Jedi had come out like 6 months prior, which pissed off everybody, and because nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans apparently, but
Yeah.
Well, I heard that too, but I
And,
don't say that's true.
No, I think it has
it's
something to
true.
no because the hate was still very high.
Yeah,
when
like the
Solo
hate
came
for
out.
Star Wars was still big, and then you got
Well, it was also too because that came out. What didn't that come out around the sequels? The sequels, which everyone hated.
That's what I'm saying. The Last Jedi.
No, that's what I said. Yeah, it came out
Oh,
like
yeah,
right
yeah,
when The
yeah.
Last Jedi came out, which pissed off so many people that when Solo was announced, everyone was shitting all over it before it even hit the theaters.
Yeah, like
then
people,
also-
people were shitting up. People were dropping bad reviews on the movie before. they
Also,
even
didn't
watched the
Infinity War
movie.
come out around that same time too?
Infinity War came
I
out like
think
that
so.
week. Infinity War
Yeah,
came
so-
out like Infinity War came out in May of 2019, I believe, is when it came out.
Yeah, so it
Um,
was a mix of everybody just shitting all over Star Wars before it even had a chance to drop, and Infinity War coming out. So it was just the world's worst timing, on top of the hate that was going around for it.
I never quite understood why they dropped Solo at that time, because Rogue One dropped in December of like the year before they dropped Last Jedi, and Rogue One did great. You know, it's like
I hear a lot of people saying that Rogue One is one of the greatest Star Wars films ever made.
It is.
I wouldn't
I
go.
like
I
it.
wouldn't go quite that far, but
I wouldn't say greatest, but I liked it.
it's.
Oh, I really
probably-
like the movie. It's a really good
It's-
movie.
it's a
definitely
fantastic
in the top
movie.
5, but
Well, that's why I'm excited for Andor, because I really liked his character in the movie, and I think that Andor is going to be a good show. I like Diego Luna. I think he's a fantastic actor. As far as Rogue One is concerned as a film, as far as Star Wars movies go, it's probably close to mid-tier for me. I like it. I love it a lot. Like, the thing is that my least favorite Star Wars movie is a movie that I still love. Like, it's a movie that I still very much enjoy and watch and have a good time watching it. So I don't want that to be misconstrued. But it's like yeah, like I mean, Rogue One's fantastic, just not one of my favorite movies.
Do you guys think for Obi-Wan, is it 6 episodes or 10?
it's,
It's
6.
6? Because Ewan McGregor made a joke saying, oh, and then 8 or 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well,
I'm
Ewan-
like thinking, is there more?
Ewan, I
It's
mean,
like-
I think
He
he's
was
trying,
making a joke. The joke was
Uh.
that there weren't those episodes.
Well, I think
Goddamn.
that he also is trying to get a second season greenlit.
Hype.
Um,
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Which I mean, I would love. I don't know how they
Depending
would do
on
that
what they
story.
go with this, though, because it's been what? So it's been 10 years, and now it's going to be what? Like 20 years until?
No,
or
10
te-
years.
Or 10
Well,
more
9.
years.
9.
Yeah, 9 more years.
Because
until
how
A New
old was
Hope.
Luke?
Luke was
and Leia
19.
were how old?
They were
19.
19.
19? And they're 10? Yeah, so 9 years.
Yeah.
So we have to see where this goes.
Which I mean,
It,
there's
it
a
would
lot of
have to
stuff
pick
that
up right where
happens,
it left
but-
off, probably.
Yeah, there's a
For it
lot
to
of
make
stuff that
sense.
happens during that timeline, but like you could have Kenobi meet. Well, you can't really have Kenobi meet up with anybody because that would break canon. Because like the thing is that while he can leave Tatooine, he doesn't really do it a lot. Like that's like
Like the only reason he left Tatooine in this show is because he
Was
had to
to
go
rescue Leia.
save Leia. Yeah,
yeah, and
He was
and
very
so,
I
dead
wonder
set
if
on
they'll do that
just
again.
So like
stalking
theoretically, yes, you can have him leave Tatooine here and there, but it really shouldn't be often. You know, like
Yeah.
Like, it really shouldn't be like a normal thing because like the whole point of why he's there is to watch Luke, and so
I think that's something I'm okay with just the one season of Kenobi because it's like when you go into a second season, when you look at the character story of Obi-Wan Kenobi, this man is a hermit. He doesn't leave. So like the entire season
Yep.
2 would just be Obi-Wan Kenobi hermiting on Tatooine if you don't want to break canon, and that's not exciting to watch. So
no, exactly.
so
and so like I mean, as much as I would love to see. As much as I would love to see Ewan more, I feel like it would just have to be in a different context, you know, like
Yeah.
because unfortunately, as great as an actor as Ewan McGregor is, and I love him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Unfortunately, Obi-Wan lives a very boring life in like in the Galactic Civil War.
Yeah, he does, and I think that's why if we're gonna get a season 2 of Kenobi, we'd almost have to go backwards.
Yeah.
In the timeline, like if we're gonna see a season 2, we'd have to go like 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, and it would be him.
It would have to follow immediately right after their discussion on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like if we're gonna see season 2, we'd have to go backwards for it to even
Or we
line
could
up with
see,
the canon.
yeah. I mean, I was even saying we could see like. The problem is that Ewan McGregor, he's not getting any younger.
No,
like,
he's not.
He's not old, but he's not young
Really?
either. And so I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting how they.
Well, here's
how
the
they
thing.
do
He's
it.
not getting any younger, but like we have imaginations. We know Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan. I'm okay with them going backwards
yeah.
in the timeline. And here's the thing, makeup's the thing. They can do
true.
makeup and stuff
And
to make him look a little
CGI.
bit younger.
De-
CGI
de-aging.
and makeup. Well, yeah, I was gonna say CGI and makeup's the thing. They can make him look a little younger. So if we get a season 2 and they go backwards in the timeline, then I could still be down with that. But it doesn't make sense to have a season 2 moving forward in the timeline because it's like this man is a hermit. The entire
Yeah.
purpose of him being on Tatooine is to watch Luke. I don't want 6 episodes of this man sitting on a hill watching Luke. So
Yeah, like I said, I think it would be fine if he leaves Tatooine here and there. Like it's a little bit like he's got like for example for this episode he's got to rescue Leia. He's got to there's just things like that have to happen. Cool, great, I am down with that. However, like for the most part, he really needs to just chill on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, that begs the question. So would you... I know I would love to see this, but do you guys think we'll see this at all? Is Anakin in the temple, like, killing younglings, or, like, a young Anakin at all?
yeah.
It's like...
I think that was the point of
'Cause-
bringing Hayden Christian back because
Well,
otherwise
I know,
we
yeah.
wouldn't need him.
Well, also just for the fans, to see him as Vader, I mean.
Yeah, again, no, I think that was the whole reason of bringing him back is to have more Anakin.
Yeah, because otherwise
Yeah.
we wouldn't need Hayden Christensen because we could just bap anybody in the Darth Vader suit.
Well,
but-
you know, too, he's probably filming for the Ahsoka series, so...
Yeah,
But he's
so
not
it was
admitting
actually it's actually kind of funny because there was an interview that he was having and they asked him about the Ahsoka series and they're like, "Are you filming for it?" And he goes,
I can't say...
he goes, "I'm not allowed to say anything about that."
Well, and even Ewan's like looking at him, and someone edited it. Like they added a little text. He's like, "Careful, Hayden. Careful what you say." And he's like, "I can't say anything."
I think
Oh,
he's very
okay.
clearly in the Ahsoka series. Like,
Yeah, they
I-
know what to do. They
Yeah.
again, it's Disney. It's like Marvel. You know, they tell them keep your mouth shut. It's like
Keep your mouth shut or your family dies.
keep your mouth shut if you want to
Your
see your family again.
yeah.
And but yeah, no, I mean, I think Kenobi has the potential to be the best Disney Plus property out there.
It's always the Star Wars ones. I'm telling you, Star Wars on Disney Plus is like awesome.
It's because we
that's
have
where
Dave
they get their
Filoni.
money. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are our saviors.
I was gonna say, as long as we have those two, we're chilling.
Yeah. No, I mean, and did
Fuck
you
Kathleen
did y'all
Kennedy.
see no, you know what here's the thing about Kathleen. I've used to very much be a Kathleen Kennedy hater, but the thing is with
The only
Kathleen
thing
Ken-
she does good is bringing all this stuff.
well, the thing that she does great is business. That woman is a ridiculously good business person, and so as long as she stays more or less out of the story elements of things for the most part, I
I'm
think it'll
fine
be
with
fine.
that. If she stays, keep her nose, her agenda, and everything out.
It's because Ryan hates women.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. As far as the Kenobi show in general, I think that it has the potential to be the best show out there. Oh my god! We need to go to bed. I'm getting attacked by phantoms.
Simply
I
don't.
am.
Okay, I'm in a bed. I will wait for you guys to do it. I'm just chilling in bed.
I'm not anywhere remotely close to
Michael,
a bed.
why didn't you just bring a bed with you?
I don't know.
You know, I will personally deliver a bed to you. Yeah, you know what?
Fucking-
I'm just gonna take Dan's bed from my house because I don't think he's ever gonna come back to get it. So here we are. Okay. I'm a GI Joe this shit. Or I'm recreating the scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where Jack Sparrow is running away from all the peeps.
Pretty sure it's not a cool. Oh, I found a ravine.
Are you still in the railroad?
Yes, I'm still on the railroad. I am
Sterling
very,
Creeper behind you.
I'm
I'm
aware.
very much balls deep into the railroad.
I'm sorry, villagers. I don't want to kill you, zombie villagers.
Do it, kill him.
No, we need a gold apple.
Do it, kill him.
Oh my god, there are so many fucking being chased.
I was getting some
Alright,
phantoms
just go-
that wanted to plunge
Sterling,
themselves
do you have your own
into my
bed
booty.
too?
No, I do not. I'm delivering it to Michael, and then I'm gonna run back to my house.
Ah!
Oh, you're delivering a bed and then you don't have one? You know how long it... Dude, this sun's gonna be up by the time you get here, by the way. Aw, right.
Damn it.
It's okay. I'm
What
still just
happened?
gonna give it to you. But yeah, no. So if y'all had to rate the episodes out of Kenobi so far out of 10, what would you rate them?
The first one, I would say... I would give it like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I understand it was slow to set everything up.
I was gonna say,
then-
it was a slower episode because it's the setup episode. So
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
wild's gonna
And then
happen.
the second one, I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
But with that Vader scene in the back to tank, 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like, in my personal opinion, I understand that it was a setup episode, episode 1. And even with episode 1 being a setup episode, I'd still give it a good, solid, like, 8.5, 9 out of 10. Because it's like,
Yeah.
I understand going in as a viewer and someone who's also worked in this kind of bullshit before. The first episode's never going to be super exciting because, you know, it's the first episode. You got to get all the setup and everything. So,
Yep.
being the setup, I give it a good 8.5, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And with episode 2 being the first, like, quote-unquote adventure that we're going to see of the series, same thing. Just like there were a lot of things in there that were very much fan service, but it was fan service in a way that still made sense of the story. And so episode 2, I would give a good 9, 9.5.
Okay. See, yeah, I'm a little bit... Sometimes I feel like I'm like a complete shill, but then I remember that I actually kind of understand storytelling. So,
Yeah.
So, because, like, I have conversations with people at work about it, and the thing is that, like kind of like you guys have been saying, setup is important. Like,
Oh, it's very important. If they had just thrown us into an adventure and all these things with no background context, no setup, no establishment, it would have been shitty. It would have been awful.
yeah, like, I was talking to this one dude about it at work, and he goes, and I was like, well, what did you think about Kenobi? And he's like, well, more stuff needs to happen. And I went, what do you mean? It's like, I'm like, stuff happened in episode 1. And he's like, well, it was so slow. I'm like, so
It's
you
the
just,
setup episode.
I'm like, so you just
Yeah.
want the episode so you just want the show to be like guns a-blazing from the first episode. And he's like, well, no. And I'm like,
Well,
do you
then
understand
you
what
need setup.
I'm like, do you understand what setup is? He's like, well, yeah, I know there was setup, but like, it needs to be faster into what it's doing. We already know who Kenobi is. I'm like, no, we don't. Not at this point. The Kenobi's Kenobi himself said it. He was like, I'm not the Kenobi. I'm not the Obi-Wan that,
You once knew.
yeah, like I am a different person now. He said that for a reason. And I was like, dude, like, and so I was trying not to be like super argumentative about it, but I was just like, my God, man, like, chill.
No, it's okay to be argumentative about it. It's just like because it's like we can incline as an educated audience
Michael, here's a
where
bed.
Obi-Wan is, huh? You almost threw it off the cliff, you whore. And I was not gonna go down and get it.
Okay, anyway,
Like
sorry,
we
go
can,
on.
like, yeah, like we can as an audience we can kind of make an educated guess as to where Kenobi is. It's like we know based on if we've seen episode 3, we know he's going to be on Tatooine, and we know it's 10 years after. But other than that, we don't know what he's doing, what he's been up to, what
Yeah.
his life is like. So if we just throw him into this wild ass adventure with no setup or context as to what his current life is like, it's gonna feel wrong. It's gonna feel misplaced. It's gonna feel rushed and Skippy, and then the whole episode is gonna fall on its face, and the whole series is gonna fall on its face because we don't have that background establishment.
Yeah,
so it's like
Yeah.
whereas there's things that require background context through watching the other shows. There's other things that can very easily be presented without the knowledge of all that background presence. So.
Yeah. No, exactly. And it's like I mean, I don't understand, like, maybe like, I don't know, I just don't understand how people watch shows if that's how they review things, because like I would rate the first episode like a 9.3 out of 10. I very much enjoyed it because the thing is I love that slow burn. I love that, like, getting to know the setting. I like to know what the hell is going on in this universe, because like I said, we really haven't seen anything Star Wars at this point of the era. You know, like we've seen close to the end of the rebellion. We've seen, close to the end of the Empire. We've seen the beginning of it. We've seen a few years before the end of it. We've seen 5 years before the end of it, but we've never seen something smack in the middle of the Empire.
Just literally the height of the Emperor's reign.
Yeah,
Yep.
we've never seen this before. This is interesting, but the thing is that the fact that we've never seen it means we need to be set up. We need to, like, have a moment where we're like, okay, what the fuck is going on in the galaxy right now? Because, you know, the Senate is still a thing. Bail Organa was having this whole conversation with his cousin that he was like, or with his brother-in-law, that he was like, hey, like you know, we need to end, like, you know, the slavery that's going on, and the brother was like, nah, well, basically the empire's in my pocket, and it's like, but like, obviously you could probably deduce that, but to be informed that that's going on is important if you want the show to be good. And like you said, Michael, like, you don't want it to be like Skippy, and it's going to be Skippy if you're not including those details. That
Yeah, it's like, obviously there's TV pacing, but there's TV pacing, and then there's like TV pacing without setup. And TV
Yeah.
pacing without setup, if you're just thrown in the middle of it, you're just like, bro, what the fuck?
well, and I personally, I thought the pacing of episode 1 was fine.
It was.
Like, I mean, people were like, well, it was boring. I'm like, yeah, Obi-Wan lives a boring ass life until something
Yeah.
changes.
Why do you think I said we don't need a season 2 unless it goes backwards in the timeline? Because the entirety of episode 1 would be what a season 2 would be like.
Yeah.
Just this man hermiting around, living his daily life, occasionally getting harassed by Uncle Owen. That would be the entirety of season 2 if we go forward with the timeline.
Yeah,
I
and
would
it's
like
like
to see that, though, too.
Well, and that's the thing. I like Star Wars enough that I would actually be good with seeing that. I'd be like, yeah, that'd
Oh
be
yeah, no,
entertaining for me.
I'm not
Yeah, I
saying
would
it
love
would
to see
be.
that.
I'm not saying it would be awful to watch as a Star Wars fan, but it, like, in
It wouldn't
terms of
do well.
entertainment, it wouldn't be the most entertaining thing.
No.
Well, yeah.
To
no,
watch.
but-
Well, but the thing is that, like, I like that slow burn. I like being set up to what the hell is going on, and apparently some people just like lightsaber fights and explosions, and that's all they watch Star Wars for.
I'm fine with that, too.
Well,
I'm fine with that as well.
I love that kind of stuff, but I also really like the characters. That's why I'm
Anything,
here.
just give me Star Wars. Just give me a Star Wars. I don't care what it is. Star Wars.
Truthfully, Star Wars, like, George Lucas could, like, do, like, paper bag, like, puppets, and I'd
George
probably
Lucas
be
could
okay with it.
shit on a movie, and it would be like Star Wars.
This is coming from the man that hates that didn't like Solo because of the actor.
Good job, Brian. Proud of you. Way to be a
The
hypocrite.
the people that bought tickets understand. I saw, and again, just for content,
I saw
or
Solo in theaters
context,
and I loved it. Okay.
I
Fuck
saw
you.
Solo 6 times in the movie theater, back to back, 6 times. And again, I still didn't really care for it. I liked parts, and then again, seeing it 6 times in a row, like, I started to pick up on the story and the way they're setting up for Harrison Ford's character down the road in the original trilogy, which makes sense. And I'm like, just like how now, like Kenobi, how we just discussed. But see, I just couldn't get with the actor.
Wait.
Everyone else was fine.
Wait a minute.
I mean,
That's
But-
the
wait,
point of the conversation,
right.
Ryan. It's like
I know.
you let the actor ruin the entire movie for you, and that's part of the discussion we were having.
no,
earlier.
I didn't say he ruined the whole movie for me.
I mean, you
I
came
just said
close.
you said you didn't
I
care
didn't-
for the movie because of the actor.
No,
Which-
I liked parts of the movie. I hated other parts of the movie. But
But
again,
it stems on you didn't like the actor.
yes,
I
mean,
didn't.
that doesn't mean I hated the entire thing because of one guy. No.
Oh my god. We should have been
That's what you
recording
thought I
that
was
whole
saying.
discussion.
That's not what I meant.
That's what it sounded like. It's how it's coming across to you,
Well,
not
that's
gonna
what
lie,
it
Chief.
sounded like, but it wasn't what I meant.
Well,
Okay.
okay.
Like, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, that, the Black Inquisitor, Reva. That's like, oh, she's ruining this show. You know, no, I don't think
like her.
that.
Yeah.
I like her character. I like how she's all, like, trying to be evil. I like how she's trying to do all this stuff and get favor with the Emperor and Darth Vader. I'm like, I think that's a decent-looking side story, I think.
She reminds me a lot of Trilla, the second sister from Fallen Order, because like there's that genuine hatred of the Jedi and Obi-Wan, and you know, because they let her down, honestly.
Well,
like that-
do you think it's because I saw a theory, someone said that they think she hates the Jedi or hates Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan's message came too late. You know, like,
Yeah.
all the Jedi or most of the younglings are dead.
Yes.
She maybe sees young Anakin Vader kill a bunch of Jedi and younglings. She somehow escapes, survives. And then it's like a day, maybe a few days later, here come Obi-Wan and Yoda. And it's like, oh, now we're going to finally send a beacon out telling all Jedi, stay away.
Yes.
You know, it's like, I would be pissed.
I precisely think that that's why she's upset.
But I think, too, like what the Grand Inquisitor said, like, to gain favor, like, she wants power. So,
Yes. No, like in my view, that's exactly why she doesn't. That's exactly why she hates the Jedi.
Yeah, no, that would make a lot of sense because it all happened in a second too. Like the second Palpatine gave the order, half the fucking Jedi were wiped out in an instant.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then, I mean, obviously the stragglers were picked up within the coming days, but even then, for like a day or two later, for Obi-Wan and then go, hey, don't go back to the temple. It's like, bitch, the temple's been burned to the ground at this point. Like, you're just...
Yeah.
well, part of it, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Did you?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the temple is fucking basically gone at that point.
I was gonna say, like, at this point, any Jedi who did go back to the temple have been slaughtered on arrival. So
Yeah, and so it's like, and then on top of it, you got to understand, like, and we saw this in Fallen Order, but you know, the Jedi who became Inquisitors because they were tortured, almost to
Oh, yeah.
death. Like some of them, the thing is, with some of the Inquisitors, some of them didn't make it through the torture process, so they watched their brothers and sisters get killed because the Jedi failed them. And so when you like respond to trauma that way, when you're like sitting there and you're like, oh, if the Jedi had just done better, like, then we wouldn't be here. So yeah, I absolutely, like, I've always loved the Inquisitors for that reason, because I'm like, dude, I would be fucking pissed too. You know, I'd probably hate the Jedi just as much as Trilla does, or just as much as Reva does.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, why wouldn't you?
I want to see Vader train them. Because we know Vader trains the Inquisitors. I want to see that.
Well, it's
like a scene.
more so that he beats the shit out of them relentlessly until they.
That too. I don't care. I want to see it.
here's your training. Pulls out a whip.
But,
Yeah. I would like to
it's
see that.
it's basically that, but with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And
Dude, it's one of the light whips.
Oh yeah.
Here's your
no.
training. Pulls out a light whip.
The one thing I didn't like in Rebels, and that they said that it's already in the Kenobi, is the dual-bladed spiral fans that can
Oh.
make them fly.
Oh,
The
why not?
helicopter lightsabers.
Yeah,
don't
the
you like-
helicopter lightsaber. That makes like no sense. So can't like anybody just use a normal lightsaber?
The only thing I don't like about those.
Add a little loop-de-loop, you know, to the end, like to their hilt. Put it on their palm and just start spinning it. It's like in
Well-
a circular motion. It's like I could fly.
The only thing I don't like about it is that some of them can fly with it. That's the only thing I'm not a big
That's.
fan
I was
of,
gonna
but-
say that's what.
Well, that's
like,
what I was just saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
gotcha,
I'm
gotcha.
gonna agree with Wright on this one, where it's like the lightsaber concept itself is pretty cool, but the fact that it spins around and can make you fly, I fucking hated that. I was like, bro, what?
It's
Yeah.
like the force healing. It's like, you know, it's like no one ever thought of that. Anakin, you know, I like the memes, of course. It's like we have like Anakin, like Obi-Wan yelling at Anakin. We have force feeling, you dumb fuck. It's
Well,
like,
the thing about force healing is that is explained in kind of the canon, but not really. Where it's like they're Jedi healers for a reason. Like not all the
Yeah,
Jedi.
I
are
haven't
able to
seen
do
the
it.
new canon thing with the Force healing. I
Well,
haven't seen that
so
yet.
it's also explained in the new canon that the Force, like Rey learned Force healing from the ancient Jedi texts that were on Octo, and Luke found those. So those texts weren't even in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Like he found those like through hunting for them. So this isn't knowledge that like the Jedi previously had. And so like could you argue that like somebody could have figured it out by that point? Yes, but
Probably.
but also like I don't know, I was fine with that. I
Well,
was
they
fine.
kept away so much stuff too. Like, oh, this is a forbidden lightsaber technique.
Yeah.
Why?
Like,
It's like, oh well, because it's this. It's like,
like
oh,
I don't
okay.
like people.
How much you want to bet that the Jedi knew about healing, but they're like their fucking obsession with letting shit go was like, if you die, you die.
Yeah,
So we
well,
don't
that
need
was the
this.
case. Remember in the Clone Wars? It's like when on Geonosis, the second battle, when like the whole fucking droid factory blew up, and
Yeah.
Anakin wanted to go save Ahsoka and Barriss.
Luminara was like,
Yeah, but
Luminara was
Luminara
like,
was like,
"Yeah, they're
oh no,
fine."
they're dead. It's like I could feel their life depleting. They're dead. It's like, that was the Jedi way. It was like abduct children, basically brainwash them,
Fuck them
and then it's like
kids.
if something happens, they die. They die. Who cares? It's like I'm like what? And again, that's why I agree more with Anakin. It's like turning to the dark side and all that stuff. Like again, the Jedi were fucked up. It's like to an extent. It's like,
no,
we're
not
just
to an
gonna
extent.
kidnap
They
your
were
children.
fucked. Like they.
Yeah, we're gonna kidnap your child in front of your eyes. It's like, but make it look nice and pretty because they could use the Force.
Well, I think that was the
gonna
whole.
kidnap your kids and make it look nice and pretty. That's the best way I've ever.
No,
Well,
it
because
really.
they always show that. Even in that, did you see that the new cartoon series they're coming out with?
Yeah.
Tales
like
of the
with
Jedi.
the young Ahsoka, in like her mom's arms. It's
Mm-hmm.
like almost like, watch now you're gonna see Plo Koon. I mean, because in the comics he was the one that took her. So if they have Plo Koon there, that should
Not
make
even just in the
sense.
comics.
And in
Clone
canon,
Wars,
it's
yeah.
in canon too. It's like there's literally
Yeah,
a scene
in canon,
in the
it's
Clone Wars
Plo
depicting it.
Yeah, exactly. Where he like stretches out his arm, but what if, she doesn't want to give up her baby, of course, the mom. It's like, well, what happens then? Does Plo Koon get all angry, or does he use the Force to mind trick her to give up the kid?
I don't
That's
think
like always curious.
That's how that
That's
works.
I know, but still, that is something I'm curious on because why do so many people give up their kids willingly? To the Jedi. That's something.
Well,
they
I mean,
never
I mean,
explain.
the thing is with the Jedi, they had a really good reputation for the most part among
the
yeah,
time.
to an extent. I mean, what was the? I keep forgetting his name. Is Kit Fisto the one like the droid attack on the Wookiees?
No, that's
that was
uh,
Kit.
No,
Mundi,
Kit Fisto
yeah.
is the green guy. He's the green one.
yeah.
Ryan,
no,
are you sure
yeah,
you're a Star Wars fan? I'm just kidding.
Who's
That's Kiadi Mundi.
Cuati Mundi? Yes, thank you.
I answered you.
Yeah, he did.
I know. I didn't hear that part. You cut out, but
Oh.
I heard Sterling say Kiadi Mundi. Yeah, like he joined the Jedi Order because that was a part of his culture. Like he was like a part of like a Spartan race of like warrior men, where only the men were like 1 to women who were like 100. It's like,
Yeah.
So he was able to have kids. Like the council gave him a pass. It's like to keep breeding because his race dies constantly.
Yeah.
But he like was a warrior prince, almost like a warrior. So it's like, oh yeah, join the Jedi. It's like, okay, but it's like any other race. I mean, I wonder why. Sometimes they find them, their parents died or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, we'll take you. But I just
Well, like,
always kind of thought
the whole point was to keep the Sith at bay and not let them
Yeah.
ever come back and train them. And basically it's like they want originally they just wanted to be keepers of the peace, but like obviously as the Clone War kept going, they were like, oh no, we can help. We're strong. But like Luke said in The Last Jedi, which is why I appreciate The Last Jedi so much, because originally I wasn't a huge fan of The Last Jedi when it first came out, but as time has gone on, I've grown to appreciate that movie more and more and more, because what Luke said about the Jedi makes total sense. Because it's like yeah, the Jedi allowed Darth Sidious to kill them under their own noses. And like because of their hubris, because of the fact that they had so much pride in themselves, and they let it happen, which in reality is against what the Jedi stand for. Luke.
Oh man, I got hit by a witch.
And so it's like, I don't know. I don't really understand why people don't like The Last Jedi as much as they do. Maybe one of you can
because
enlighten me
they
on.
make Luke shit and they kill him off.
Well, no, Luke's character in that movie makes complete sense.
I know. But I'm saying I just didn't like how they killed him off. I think they could have killed him off better.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Michael?
I still kind of have mixed feelings about the movie. It's like as a movie, like I've said this about the sequel trilogy before, and not too much has really changed. Where it's like as a standalone movies, like just as films, they're fucking phenomenal. But as Star Wars movies, they're not like
Nope.
They don't fully hit it for me. Like I still enjoy watching them, but when you put them into the context of Star Wars, it's just like.
It's like the Halo TV series.
Yeah.
It's called Halo, but it doesn't follow anything about Halo.
I don't know. I feel like if they just had a better plan, if they had a plan, period.
Oh well, yeah,
Go-
they had no plan.
Yeah,
You
if
have,
they
like,
if they
four
if they
different,
actually had a plan going
directors.
into it, then it would have been really good.
And
But
Kathleen Kennedy fires the one because he didn't want to do any of her stupid liberal BS.
Okay.
Which was the best movie ever, though. Like all that concept art. Oh my god, that would have been awesome.
So we've been going for about an hour. Do we want to start wrapping up here? Because
No.
I am on time constraints.
yeah, let me just put this fence.
I could
post.
do a solo episode.
If you want, no, we're not doing.
Welcome
Solo
to
Minecraft.
Ryan, a solo episode.
Just rip off Ryan's world.
Because I looked over at my recording and we just hit an hour.
All right, everybody.
Good.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Minecraft Let's Play, which basically turned into a Star Wars review. But you know
it was
what?
essentially.
We're
It wasn't
we're-
even a fucking Minecraft Let's Play. It was literally just a Star Wars review. We
it was
talked
just an
for an
extension
hour.
of my thoughts on Kenobi.
Yeah.
But you know what? Come back for the next one, because we always got some shenanigans for you guys. May the Force be with you. Keep Minecrafting through life, and see-
Long live the Empire.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I like the Empire.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Long
See
live
you,
the
everybody. May
Empire.
the Force be with you.